David Moore.
Thank you, Sir Edward. And it's a pleasure to be able to speak on this subject today. And I do also add my congratulations to my honourable friend for the Isle of Wight for securing this very important debate. And much like his patch, Somerset has suffered from a bit of a historical, fiscal concentration on London and the South East. And I think a major part of addressing that is for those outside the metropolitan bubble to be given the kind of investment in connectivity and infrastructure that will allow us to properly compete. And as the Somerset's representative on the Heart of the South West LEP, I certainly see firsthand the need for investment, but also the marvellous potential that even quite modest investment can unlock. And if we are to rebalance our economy and properly level up, investment in connectivity is the key, and that means digital and physical connectivity, like the dualling of the A303, which I've been talking about endlessly for many years, the major arterial road for the entire southwest. I'm sure that 4,000 years ago, when the ancient Britons hauled the stones to Stonehenge, they got stuck in the queues on the A303. And if the A303 was in a decent state, President Biden would, of course, driven to Cornwall, purely to look at, taking the glorious view of Somerton and Frome on the way. But the real issue here is that so many of my constituents rely on that road to get to work, to get to school, to visit family and friends, and not all of them have a helicopter lying around. So, but connectivity also means public transport. And I must say I'm delighted that with the Langport Transport Action Group, we've secured the funding for a feasibility study for a new railway station for Langport and Somerton from the Restoring Your Railways Fund. The splendid people of Somerton and Langport at the moment drive miles to Taunton, Bridgewater, Yeovil or Castle Carey just to catch a train, which is faintly ridiculous. But in the 21st century, digital connectivity is as important as physical connectivity. I met last week with Wessex Internet, who are a local internet service provider, a family business supported by government investment and building full fibre networks across South Somerset, and they really are a great example of public and private sector synergy. But much more needs to be done. In my constituency, more than 90% of households don't have access to superfast broadband, and there are pockets such as Isle Brewers, Compton, Dundon and many more, too many to mention, where getting a 1 megabit connection is about the best a man or a woman can get. So, Sir Edward, I just conclude by saying that one of the greatest threats, in my view, also to the levelling up agenda and indeed so much more, is the continuation of the COVID restrictions, which will continue to harm lives and livelihoods across Somerton and Frome, costing jobs, harming the economy and depriving ordinary people of the opportunities they worked hard to create. Levelling up is an essential component of the country's agenda and vitally important for Somerset. Let's get ourselves properly connected, up to speed and able to compete with the rest of the country on a level footing.